Next stop on the tour is the sanding station. Basically, it's a really large surface area here. We've got pieces of carpet down on top to help protect material. Everything makes its way onto this table throughout the process at one time or another, be it drawer pieces or door pieces or final, doors that just came out of the wide belt sander, face frames. It all comes through here. We use a 5-inch random orbit sander with hook and loop abrasives. Everything's hooked up to dust collection. We've got a shop vac on a switch underneath that collects all the dust right at the sander. No need for a downdraft table here. This collects a lot of the dust. We've got lights set up to help us see our material as we're sanding. Over here we've got the edge sander for doing the sides of doors, for doing drawers. We also have this little R2 unit right here that we pull around. We've got this hooked up to dust collection as well. This little guy helps us out in the shop. It also helps us out on installs. We take this to the homeowners whenever we're installing cabinets. Whenever we got to sand something, keeps the dust down, makes everyone happy. Over here is the assembly area where we put together all of our cabinet boxes, where we actually put the cabinets together. Boxes, face frames, doors, drawers, drawer fronts, everything. This is where we clamp up panels, we clamp up doors, put dovetail drawers together. Everything happens in this area right here. We've got a 4-foot by 5-foot surface area. It's a torsion box. It's got a honeycomb pattern with skin on it, with trim pieces on the edge. Very, very, very flat. Good space to be putting things together. I like the height a lot. Works good for me. What we have for tools, we've got all kinds of hammers, mallets. We've got little strips of wood in here. When we glue doors up, we like to have little strips to keep the clamps from marring the edges of the doors. Assorted tools here, all of our drills, chargers, our glue, all of our screws. We keep screws in here. We've got all of our hinges are in this cabinet over here. More tools, more screws. A couple of different kits that we bring on installs with us, but we also use here in the shop. All of our pipe clamps, all of our bar clamps. We keep tools in this cabinet here, screwdrivers, wrenches, and whatnot. Basically, it's a trifold pantry cabinet of sorts. Back to the bench that you saw with table saws, and over here we've got all of our pneumatic guns, staplers, finish guns, brad guns. We've got a drawer that we keep all of the nails and other hardware in, and some other tools that we bring on assemblies with us. I've got a large compressor that runs compressed air throughout the shop. And at a couple of different stations, we've got air hose hanging in the shop wherever we need it, so there's no dragging a compressor around, which is really nice. A large 3 horsepower, 220 volt air compressor. It's a 60-gallon tank, enough air for what the 3 of us are using here in the shop. I've got it piped through the shop using 1 inch, or 3/4 inch rather, black metal pipe that goes in a loop, and it goes to all the different tools that require the air. We use fluorescent tube lighting in the shop. You can see all of our duct work as well. And for cleaning the ambient air in the shop, we have a couple of different machines that hang from the ceiling to help scrub the air, that run on a switch. Whenever we're doing any heavy sanding or ripping on the table saw, we're able to use these rigs. We also have all kinds of jigs on the wall from previous projects that we are able to bust out whenever we need to. And as part of the cabinet box component piece, we have a 13-inch line boring machine for drilling all the little tiny shell pin holes for adjustable shelving in all of our cabinets. In one push, I can drill 13 holes. Flip my cabinet side, do it again. Over here we've got a drill press that we use for doing basic wood drilling applications for holes in whatever we happen to be doing. We have a couple of different drill presses in the shop. This one's specific for wood. This drill press over here is set up for boring the 32mm holes that become part of the door hardware, the hinges rather. We use a Euro slide hinge or Euro hinge. We've got flat surface here, we've got a right angle. This is set up specifically for doing that with the doors. Right here we've got the edge bander for putting pre-finished glued tape on the raw edges of plywood. The third and final drill press in the shop is over here in the metal fabricating area. We do some metal fabrication here in the shop, be it countertop brackets. All of our spice and cookie sheet pullouts have metal in them, and that's where all this stuff happens. This drill press is set up just for metal. We've got a metal bandsaw over here for sawing metal, grinder. We've got all the different tools here. We've got a welder. We've got a torch as well. We do all this stuff outside because of the shop dust in here. We don't want to burn the place down, you know. One of the last stops for all the solid wood is here in the paint room. We've got a 20 by 30 foot paint room, which also has this spray booth. I can spray something about 10 feet wide in here. I've got 2 fans which suck all of the overspray through filters to the outside. We use a water-based lacquer, so we don't have to worry about harmful chemical or caustic vapors or anything like that. Of course, you still want to use your vapor mask when you're spraying. This is the tack station. We bring things in here, we tack them off with tack cloth. We put them onto this carousel so I can spray all sides of my door. The way we spray, typically, spray one way, turn it 90 degrees, spray the other way. Take things out off from the carousel and we either put it on these mobile racks for doors or onto these racks for face frames. We put green tape on everything. It helps keeping materials from sticking to the racks and whatnot. Basically, it's half-inch galvanized conduit that we've cut and put into different places. As far as the spray rig itself, we use a 1-gallon pressure pot that runs at about 15 psi. And for the gun, we use an airless HVLP 5-stage turbine. Keeps overspray down, high volume. We can build finishes very fast. And with this spray setup, very little overspray, so it's a perfect finish. A lot of people ask how we heat the shop. I've got an external wood boiler that heats water that goes into the shop into a couple of blowers, kind of like a radiator that blows the hot air in. We use 32 to 36 inch logs that go into the shop, but we also burn all of our shop scraps. The only byproducts here at Reynolds Custom Woodwork are smoke, ash, sweat, and of course cabinets. I'm going to wrap our tour up here in the showroom. We have about a 10 by 20 foot space that we have a couple of different door samples or whatnot that customers can come in and look at, sit down, talk about their project. This particular kitchen here, it's a 9 foot by 7 foot display that we bring to a couple different home shows that we frequent. We've got granite countertops that we bring with us. We have a couple of appliances. It really helps showcase what we do here in the shop. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Keep an eye out for some tutorials that will be coming out shortly, like how to make doors, how to make drawers, how to build cabinet boxes. We're going to take you, hold your hand, and bring you through each of those steps all the way up through. Thanks a lot. Goodbye from Reynolds Custom Woodworks. Check us out on the web at www.customcabinetpro.com. You can even check us out on Facebook and like us. Check out all the projects that we're working on here in the shop. Take it easy, guys.